All right, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the music. We are keeping it old school with that. All right, guys, so today I'm going to be talking about just along the lines of when people fail you. When people fail you. And we know that in our life, people are always going to fail us. No one's perfect, right? We all struggle with different things. People struggle with different things. So basically, we all fall short of the glory of God. And so we have issues to where we will never be perfect in other people's sight. We can't do enough to necessarily give someone that happiness that they desire or that they even require from us. Like that it literally has to come straight from God. And so in our lives, if you are that person who struggles with that, if you are the person that struggles with giving people your whole heart on a platter, and you just say, here's all of it. You have to make me happy. You have to complete me. You have to make me whole. We may not say this, right? But with our actions, that's exactly what we're saying. So we recognize when we've given people too much power in our lives, too much power. I hear all the time when people just say, well, God is supposed to be your number one, right? God's supposed to be your husband. God is supposed to be the only person. Jesus is supposed to be the only person that holds that number one spot in your life, right? And it is him that completes you. It is him that makes me whole, all that stuff, right? But in the midst of it, when we are in love relationships with people or even friendships with other people, right? We are oftentimes disappointed, but are you disappointed along the lines of, well, they hurt my feelings, but it's okay because I know they're human, so, I forgive them and I'm going to move on? Or does it totally rock you to your core? Are you like just totally distraught? Like your whole day is blown because they have hurt your feelings. If your whole day is blown until they come and apologize and make you, quote unquote, feel better, then you have given them too much power in your life. Too much power. Our happiness, if it is based off of how other people makes us feel, then we will be riding that bipolar roller coaster for the rest of our life. Nothing against anyone that struggles with being bipolar or anything, but I'm just referring to the fact of it's an up and down. It's a constant up and down, up and down, up and down. And I know people that struggle with that, and I see the up and down, the up and down, the up and down. And that is like a personal torment for many of us. We never know how the day is going to go because it's always predetermined by how someone else makes us feel. We have given them way too much power and authority in our lives. And this is something that I struggle with. I have struggled with this all of my life. And so if we go back and we look at the root causes, we could go all the way back to, our parents. Maybe we always felt as though we never could please our parent. We were never good enough for them. We were never smart enough, right? Maybe they always talked down to us. Whatever it is, many of us began to have this, began to develop within our brains this mechanism of just saying, okay, I need to do in order to be, right? I need to do for you or please you in order for you to be happy. And then when you're happy and pleased with me, I'm happy and pleased with me. How many of you guys struggle with this thing? We grow up and we continue that very turbulent lifestyle of people approval, just needing their approval in order to validate who we are. Our identity is based off of what someone else says about us, what someone else thinks about us. Our value is determined by what other people think about us. And the only peace that we can get when it comes to this stuff is if we place all of those things, our identity, our self-worth, our value, who we are as a woman or a man of God, if we give that to God and we follow who he says we are, right? And we look throughout the Bible and there's so many scriptures, that just dozens, that just talk about who we are in Christ, what he thinks about us. But oftentimes we give that power to someone else. I don't know how many people are in marriages where one of the spouses just has that total hold on the other person. And they just have the key to that other person's just heart, in the sense of, I can make you feel this big, this small, if I wanted to. And you will rest in that thing for the rest of the day until I come back, pick up the pieces, and make you feel better. And that is not how this is supposed to go. That's not how this is supposed to go. And God has just been speaking to me about this area in so many different ways. He's using friendships to just tug on me in this manner, to say, you know what, Jessica, I know the past 6-7 years has been phenomenal, right? But now we're gonna do a little bit of sifting, because I want what is in there. I want that to rise to the top, because I want to start fixing on these things, you know? And so oftentimes we come to Christ and we're just like, oh, everything's perfect now, I'm good. But we haven't had that opportunity to be rubbed the wrong way in certain areas to notice that that thing is still there. And so we're like, God, okay, fix it. Help me to overcome this thing. And so first we need to recognize the fact that when we are sifted, that's a good thing. Because God's like, okay, we're going to work on something new. So don't get frustrated at the fact that you're being sifted. Be grateful, because I'm trying to fix this thing in you. So it's not that I have left you or forsaken you. It's because we're going to do something. We're going to grow in this season. Just be patient as I sift you, and know that it is me who can change you. And as long as your foundation is in me, you will be okay. And then God begins to just sift us. And all of these feelings and emotions just come flooding through the gates. And we're just feel like we're being beat up by the enemy. And it's just like, what do we do? What do we do, man? We take every day, one day at a time. And we have to constantly remind ourselves that, you know what? You don't make me happy. I cannot make you. I can't require of you to make me happy every single day, all the time. That is impossible. That is something too heavy to put onto another person, because it's impossible. The other person can get discouraged and be like, well, what am I doing wrong? If we have voids in our life, holes in our life that we're trying to fill up by putting people in there to make us feel better, it has to be God, guys. It has to be God. God's going to show you those voids, and he's going to learn, he's going to teach you to begin to learn to trust him and say, trust me as I walk through this dark area with you. You have to trust me. You have to trust me. You can't do it alone. And something that I've noticed in my life is when I just choose to just praise and worship, in spite of how I feel, that heaviness begins to lift off of me. We have to constantly just live every day with God and just put people in their place. To know that they cannot make us happy. They cannot make us complete. They cannot make us full. They can be there to compliment us. They can be there to add to what's already good in us. But they aren't there to fix us and change us. All right, guys, I got some more music coming up for you. If you have a topic for me that you want me to discuss, please just write it in the comment list below down there or on Facebook, and I would love to definitely talk about one of those topics. You can follow me on Facebook at Love at the Cross, or the website loveatthecross.com. gmail.com. You can find my email address there as well. I love you guys, and I will be back. Oh,